say it's a Discord. Let's go.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah. Somebody actually did put out a video titled that.
Satire or serious?
Super serial.
It was either serious or a Poe. One of those situations.
Yeah.
It's a 30-minute video, and they only use 2 examples, so... I don't know.
I don't know. People do hate that much, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are no shortage of people on YouTube that just like make their entire channels about, making out other people to be horrible demons without providing any, if all, evidence.
Yeah, but here's the funny thing about all those people. I'll let you in on a little secret that Ari's pretty open about. He doesn't want you as a fan. He doesn't care about you.
Yeah.
He only wants people that like his comedy because he wants to make them laugh. That's it.
Yeah. It's kind of like recently, like all these people that just absolutely like are trying to ruin young Ripa. Because he's a black creator, but he has the wrong opinions.
Oh, it's kind of like that one person who's shitting on Charlie.
Oh, Sneeko?
No, the chick who's basically claiming that Charlie thinks that that it's okay to advertise Fansly on a Twitch stream. Yeah, that one chick who I don't even know her name. She's
that whole dumb thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where he just like chuckled at like, this is dumb that they're promoting Fansly, but didn't really comment on it.
Yeah, he chuckled at it, but that's where it stopped.
Yeah, but, if I keep lying about it, it keeps getting me attention, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the, another thing about Ari Shafiri is like, hey, the stuff I put out on my Twitter and Instagram, that's for my fans. So if you found it in some Facebook group and it was about somebody that you really liked, and now you're coming and attacking me, don't attack me. Be mad at the people who shared it to you. It wasn't for you. Which I think is a pretty healthy.
Hey, Vampire.
Hey,
Playing 5D chess here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's a reasonable take. Why would you show me this? Why do you want me to just be angry at somebody?
Rage bait.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of manipulative lying fucks, though, I had probably the saddest attempt at a scam I've ever experienced in my life earlier this week.
Hey, nice segue. Good job.
So, I'm in a Kroger parking lot. I've just gotten out of the store because I was there to buy my grandmother a half a gallon of milk. Specifically lactose-free because she's old now and she doesn't process the dairy so well anymore. So I had just gotten into my dad's truck. And as I'm getting ready to put the key in the ignition, I see this dude drive up alongside where I'm parked. Like, he pulls up and he starts talking at me. I've got the window up so I can't actually hear what he's saying, but he pulls up and he's talking at me. So I open the door, and like, this guy, he's driving a Jeep Commander for one thing, which is not a cheap model for Jeep. It's not particularly good either, but we won't get into that. And like, he's got like the striped shirt and like he's got some chest hair hanging out. He's got like the gold necklace and shit. And he's got what looks like his kid sitting in like the passenger seat, kind of with his head down, looking like he doesn't want to be there.
Probably doesn't.
I had to have him repeat what he said to me because he had a very heavy accent. And it was clear that English wasn't his first language. But when he repeated what he said...
Hold on, real quick. I have a quick question. Was jewelry involved?
No.
Okay. Keep going.
So, this is what he said to me. I need help. I'm from Virginia, Baltimore. I've lost my wallet, and I'm broke.
Okay. Yeah, that's dumb.
And I looked at this, and they're like, he's asked like, it's like, and like my son, it's like, I need money for my son. And I said the kid's just sitting there. Also, he's clearly wearing like a Colts hoodie, which is like the team in my state.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, not buying it. I just told the dude that I didn't have any cash, and he fucked off. But I'm like, damn, man. Wait, scammers used to actually put in some effort. What was that shit?
Yeah, at least learn the name of places.
Yeah, it's like, I'm from Virginia, Baltimore. It's like, are you thinking that Baltimore is in Virginia, or are you thinking that Virginia is a city in the state of Baltimore? Yeah. What? You might need to write a script, pal.
Yeah. Find somebody to like help you out with that a little bit.
All right, for the sake of argument, I'm going to look up Virginia, Baltimore on Google Maps.
I would be very curious.
Maybe there's a Virginia Street in Baltimore. That's possible.
There is a new Baltimore in Virginia.
Okay.
I have a feeling that's not what he was referring to, though.
No, probably not. But close.
But there is at least a new Baltimore, Virginia. So he's just an idiot.
Yeah, like I'm kind of tempted now to just like when somebody asks me where I'm from, say Virginia, Baltimore, and just see the look that I get. It's like, oh god, clearly I've encountered an idiot. Or like they'll start looking for my caretaker. It's like, oh no, he must be lost.
Oh no, he has dementia. We must help him now. Yeah.
Yeah, the more I think about this, the more I could potentially abuse it. I should probably stop thinking about this. Yeah. Virginia, Baltimore.
Yeah, it's where a Pepsi bottling plant is.
Pepsi's... it's not my favorite. I tried like that new lemon lime soda they have now, that I guess they replaced Sierra Mist with, called Starry, which is a terrible name, by the way.
Why not just Sierra Mist?
Well, that's the thing is like, I tried this bottle of Starry that I got from the Little Caesars that I went to for lunch. It's bland.
Gross.
Like, it doesn't like, it's not even like all that carbonated. Like, it doesn't like have the bite that you get like when you take a drink from, say, a Sprite.
To be fair, when those fountains get low on their soda,
On the syrup.
yeah, on the syrup.
No, this was a bottle.
It
This
was
a
a
20
bottle?
ounce. Yeah.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, like I took a drink from it and I'm
Okay.
like, man, this is weak.
Tell you what you should do is there should be like a 1-800 number on the back of that bottle.
Yeah.
Give that a little call. Tell them your complaints. Might get a bunch of free Mountain Dew out of it.
Like calling people like, yo man, your shit is weak.
Yeah, I passed up Mountain Dew for this. Oh, well, we can, sorry about that. Thanks for your
I mean, like, I wasn't I'm not saying I was expecting, like, McDonald's Sprite, that extra crispy fucking Sprite that you get at the McDonald's restaurant.
Yeah. Why is it spicy? Nobody knows.
Yeah, I'm glad you've noticed that too. It's like, why is it like every restaurant you go to, you get a Sprite? It's like, oh yeah, that's okay. You get a Sprite at the McDonald's, it's like, ooh.
Oh, it's,
yeah, that's got a kick to it.
The Coke at McDonald's is different too.
Yeah, it's just like it seems more carbonated for one thing.
McDonald's made a deal with Coca-Cola to have like a proprietary like formula for those.
That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, yeah, there was a guy who got
because like McDonald's Sprite is top tier fucking lemon lime soda. I don't give a shit.
You know how a lot of companies say that if you're not satisfied with the product, give us a call and we'll or at least they used to say, give us a call and we'll send you, we'll refund you. Mm-hmm. There was a guy who consumed a 26-year-old bag of Cheetos zigzags, called in, said he wasn't satisfied, and got like three gift cards.
Yeah, there's gotta be a statute of limitations on that kind of shit.
He got the gift cards, and he was not hiding anything from him. He said, yeah, this is a 26-year-old bag of Cheetos zigzags.
I mean, cool on Cheetos, well, Frito-Lay, like, cool on them for that, I guess.
PepsiCo.
My sister used to...
I'm throwing I'm throwing the video in general.
Okay. Yeah,
yeah, like this Starry stuff. I don't see the appeal, guys. I don't know why you got rid of Sierra Mist for this.
No, my sister used to do that to get free stuff because she was just like broke and wanted Oreos for the kids or some shit. Like, she would just call the number on the back and they'd send her like 10 packs of Oreos. Or like my former brother-in-law. He was using like Scripto lighters because they're cheaper and stuff. And he called in like with all of his complaints about them. And they sent him like 300 lighters.
So yeah, I'm looking it up. It's like Starry Soda has officially replaced Sierra Mist nationwide in a bid to challenge Sprite, a Coca-Cola product's dominance in the category. PepsiCo described the caffeine-free soda as easy to drink and optimally sweet. It's like, okay, like you've already fucked up though.
Yeah, the flavor needs to be there.
Yeah, according to
Sierra
Google,
Mist
people asked why change Sierra Mist to Starry. Sierra Mist, for one, is almost clawingly sweet. I'm quoting from the article. The cane sugar adds a complex and intense sweetness that pushes the lemon-lime notes to the wayside. Starry's high fructose corn syrup is a cleaner, more neutral source of sugar that makes the citrus pop.
Wait,
yeah,
what?
I call bullshit.
All right.
For one, it's not even as sweet as Sierra Mist that I have remembered having in the past.
Well, that's what the point they were making was. We're not going to have it be as sweet, and
But like, it
so
has
that the lemon lime flavor comes out more.
but it doesn't.
Yeah,
And I
so
said
call
it
'em
has
up.
no bite.
So call them up, get some free shit.
You know, like
You've earned it.
Yeah, you legitimately tried their product. You have a complaint about it. Call the number on the back of the bottle.
you know, I
Tell
kind of
'em
like
about.
I default
Tell
to
'em how you feel.
Sprite because of the bite. Like it is a little, depending on where you get it, it can be a little too sweet at times.
It's also very different from can to bottle to fountain.
Yeah, but like
supposedly the only change to the recipe between Sierra Mist and Starry is that they went from cane sugar to corn syrup.
I have a hard time believing that.
Sierra Mist was made with cane sugar.
Supposedly Sierra Mist had cane sugar.
Which again, you know, like I find that hard to believe too. It's just like, really? Like everything else in your lineup uses high fructose corn syrup as standard, except your lemon lime soda.
Mhm.
Really? You know, like one of the main reasons I don't drink 7-Up, and I'm not saying that 7-Up is bad, but the main reason I don't drink it is because 7-Up it has a dry flavor to it.
Yeah. Yeah, Coca-Cola kind of has that.
Yeah. And I don't
So,
particularly
thank you.
care for the dryness of 7-Up. It makes it a great mixer because of that, but
It's
that's why
good when you're not feeling well.
Mhm.
yeah, just like
how do
you
you
know,
fuck up? How do you fuck up a lemon lime soda? It's
I don't
top
know.
competitor next to ginger ale. It's like the lightest of sodas. It seems like one of the easiest to make.
Yeah, like I opened up this bottle and I drank it. And I'm like, I'm not impressed. Like I wasn't even looking to be impressed, and I'm underwhelmed.
If you don't call them up and get some free shit, I'll be disappointed in you.
Well, I don't have the bottle now. I left it at my grandma's. And I kind of don't want to get another one either.
Yeah. Well, it should be the same as any other Pepsi product.
Also, like this.
Real quick,
this
hey
thing
Skull,
has the-
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. Hey Skull, in the old server, and I think in this one. Well, in the old server, we have this cool little section where it's news suggestions.
We have it here too.
Yeah, we have it. Yeah, we have it here too. That'd be a great place to drop a link instead of just asking if we heard about something.
Also, like, am I the
Chances
only
are we
one?
haven't.
Am I the only one that thinks that like the packaging, like the label design for this new soda is exceedingly fucking generic looking?
Yeah. I
The
forget
packaging
somebody
for
just did a
Starry,
video on that.
yeah.
It's like this looks like bargain brand fucking labeling.
Wait, is
I've
that
seen bargain brand
I haven't even
labeling
seen
that
what it
looks
looks like
better
yet.
than this.
Yeah, I do not understand this product.
Oh, that looks lame.
It's just like, how many millions did you spend on this shit?
You
Like,
can tell they're trying to go for like two different things, but it's
Yeah, it's just not working.
like compare these.
hold on.
Yeah, the Sierra Mist is immediately more visually interesting to me.
I don't know. I feel like Sierra Mist is more. This is a beer kind of.
Yeah, it does have a bit of a beer look.
Yeah, especially
but
with the mountains in the background, you almost expect them to turn blue when the can gets cold, like fucking Coors.
Which, by the way, why haven't soda companies taken advantage of that? We have the technology.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. But, I mean, it looks more beer-like, but it is visually more interesting. It's not hard lines, it's got a gradient.
But maybe
Meanwhile,
the point is for it to
Story
look
looks
more
like some...
beer-like so that the kids feel cool, like they're drinking beers at the barbecue.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on the Story side, it looks like some shit out of someone trying to recapture 80s or 90s feel and failing.
You know what it is?
What? That's exactly what it is. It's like an 80s or it's like a late 80s, early 90s thing, but for Gen Z.
And you know what else it is? It looks like a bad attempt at like emulating the style of the Pepsi logo, but with a lemon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Skull. It looks like an old sparkling water home brand.
Yeah.
Ooh!
Oh,
damn it!
That
Shots
that
fired.
came from fucking Skull too. Oh man. And yeah, the official reason Sierra Mist is gone and Starry took its place is because they changed the formula from using cane sugar to using corn syrup.
Well, obviously that's not the official reason. I know what the official reason is.
All right, what's the official reason?
The fact that Sierra Mist just wasn't selling well.
Well, yeah, because you got Sprite and 7-Up. Those are powerhouses.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they even say it's like this is their attempt at like trying to get into Sprite's market share, and it's like, yeah, you already tried with Sierra Mist and failed. So you're trying again with, from what I can see, is like a less interesting and not as satisfying product. So it's like, good luck. I've heard fucking radio commercials for this shit.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. It's shit!
Yeah, like, it reminds me like when I found a bottle of Sundrop at fucking Kroger a while back. I'm like, oh wow, I haven't seen that in a long time. So I bought a bottle of it, I took it home, I opened it up and I drank it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't like this. This sucks.
Yeah, big brand soda needs to stop trying to... I don't know how exactly to put it. Be stupid? It needs to stop trying to be stupid?
Stop trying to compete so much. Like,
Well, yeah, like, I can't help but think, like, when they tried, I believe it was Pepsi, but, like, when they, like, tried to bring Surge back again, and everybody just fucking ignored it.
They didn't try hard to bring it back, though.
yeah,
It's
it
like-
just kind of showed up again one day.
It's like, oh, hey,
It
look,
showed
guys,
up. It was only purchasable by an online order.
No, I saw it in some stores.
And they
I saw it in a
but
few
those
stores.
stores bought it from the fucking online shit.
Okay.
But they didn't
Well-
advertise it. They didn't tell anyone about it. It was only orderable online, and some stores did buy some to sell in store, but
Yeah, just to see how it would do.
Hey, I got an idea, Pepsi. If you want to have, like, a clear soda on the market again, like, I don't know,
Crystal
maybe you could
Pepsi.
bring back Crystal Pepsi again? Because when you
Crystal-
guys
fuck, bring
brought
back
it back...
new Pepsi. That'd at least be interesting.
Well, no, like, when they brought back Crystal Pepsi, I think it was back in 2018, maybe?
Yeah,
It might have been 2018. But like, I had some of it when it was brought back. It was fucking great.
I did too.
It was really good.
There's like a little convenience store truck that shows up at my work during like breaks and.
Oh, a roach coach.
No, not. They just sell like chips and sodas and stuff like that. They don't really.
So it's not a full-on food truck. It's just one of those. It's a gut truck.
2017.
Yeah, it's kind of like stuff
has
that
it
you would
been
get
that
at
long?
like kind of like stuff you would get at like a 7-Eleven or something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
basically a pickup truck with a special bed insert that you put ice in and in a certain section for cold stuff, and you can put the other stuff on another section, and it's
Yeah, and they
basically
had,
a
like, hot
7-Eleven
food
on
section
wheels.
With, like, yeah, they had like a hot food section with like some burritos and corn dogs and stuff, and like taquitos.
Ugh, corn dogs. Ugh.
I like corn dogs. Go fuck yourself.
I like corn dogs too.
I have never liked fucking corn dogs.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't like hush puppies either.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. There's different types of corn dogs, so it's really.
Yeah, like the pancake and sausage on a stick. That's pretty damn good stuff. But like corn dogs,
That's
nah,
a different.
fuck
thing.
off with
That's a
that.
different thing entirely. But yeah, and they had Crystal Pepsi, and I was like, fuck yeah, Cliff Bar and a Crystal Pepsi. Sounds like a good day. Tried it. I liked it. Good.
Yeah, like if I had to describe what Crystal Pepsi was like, it's like imagine a Pepsi if it wasn't as sweet and had like a cleaner, like less syrupy taste to it.
Yeah, and won't stain your teeth.
That's pretty much what
Vampire.
Crystal Pepsi
Why
was,
would
and
you
it was
fuck
fantastic.
a corn dog?
Like, it really brought out the citrus notes in it more than standard Pepsi.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like Pepsi. I like I like Coke
I
more,
prefer
though.
Coke.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
Coke
like
has-
Coke
has-
or Pepsi.
I'm getting. Hold on.
I prefer
I'm going
Pepsi to
somewhere,
Coke,
guys.
but that's mostly because Pepsi has a tendency to fucking make my teeth feel like they're liquefied, gelatinous.
Coke?
Yeah, I said Coke.
No, you said Pepsi.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Coke.
Coke has a certain texture to it, but I like
Yeah.
the flavor of it more.
Yeah.
But that's why I like RC Cola, because it kind of has the flavor of Coke, but the texture of Pepsi.
Yeah. I've made that comment on the show before. It's like somebody asked me, it's like, which one do you prefer? It's like Coke or Pepsi. I'm like, RC.
Yeah, I'm right with you on that.
Because it's
Root
kind
beer.
as you said, it's the happy medium of like the quote unquote major colas, even though RC is not nearly as major.
But look at RC.
It's not
They're
as
just doing
major
their
as it
thing.
should be.
They're just doing their thing. They're not trying to ruffle any feathers. And they're still adored.
Yeah, like they're not as sweet as Pepsi, but they're not as acidic as Coke.
Like, my teeth shouldn't be sticky after drinking a soda. And that's what Coke does. Especially the McDonald's Coke.
I shouldn't feel like I could deform my teeth with just a bit of mild pressure after drinking a soft drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, Skull, is like comparing those two. Some people probably bitch at me for it, but Mountain Dew is just better than Mellow Yellow. It just is.
I agree. Mellow Yellow also had the weirdest ad campaign.
I'd almost argue
It
that
was
like they're
called
not
Mellow
even really
Yellow,
the
but it
same
was
soda.
showing people doing like street luging and shit.
Yeah, I remember that actually. That one was fucking weird.
It's Mellow's in the name. Chill.
Also, like, they don't like Coke doesn't do anything with Mellow Yellow. It's just like, oh yeah, here's Mellow Yellow, and it's like, whereas
It
with
exists.
Mountain Dew, it's just like, okay, it's like we got Mountain Dew, but like, what if we like added cherry to it, or
Well, I
orange,
remember.
or watermelon.
Well, Coke did a lot with Mellow Yellow when it first came out. Lots of commercials, and I remember so many convenience stores having their push-pull signs be Mellow Yellow signs.
Yeah. Fuck, man, like, I don't know, it just doesn't hit like Mountain Dew does. I guess Pepsi just knows how to market it better, which again makes it all the more confusing why they went with this starry shit, because it just seems terrible marketing wise.
I can't go back to Mountain Dew ever since I did the Mountain Dew throwback when Pepsi was doing that.
Yeah, that was actually there was another one they had for a limited time that I really wish they would re-release, and that was Johnson City Gold.
I never saw that.
Basically, it was Mountain Dew but with malt flavoring added.
Oh, okay.
It was actually surprisingly good. It only came in cans too.
Huh.
Yeah, I guess it was the original creators of Mountain Dew. They would like release like a special version of it occasionally that they like aged in barrels and shit.
That's weird, but cool. I get it.
But yeah,
Yeah,
like I said, it was surprisingly good though. It was like, granted, I've never had a light beer, but other people that I knew that drank it at the time, it's like, yeah, this is kind of like if you combined like Mountain Dew with like a decent light Pilsner.
Okay. Sounds weird. Sounds like something Cobra would do.
I said it was surprisingly good though. I actually enjoyed it, and it didn't last long, unfortunately.
Maybe that's what Cobes has been doing this whole time. Just trying to make that drink.
It's like, man, that Johnson City Gold, that was shit, man.
Yeah.
Fucking Pepsi won't bring it back.
Yeah, because he's been mixing Mountain Dew with malt liquor for a while.
Oh, no. Ugh. That's a bit different. That's... Ugh.
And no, Skull, this does not count as food talk because it was properly segued into. It's not a tangent.
Yeah.
Yeah, we willingly went down this because I brought up that I had this terrible... Like, it wasn't a terrible experience. It was just extremely underwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
This is a miss, guys. This is a miss.
It's kind of like moving to where I now live, and suddenly all the roads around you have potholes over a winter, or they've got a slip out on them, or both.
Yeah, he's just talking about his day. He tried a thing.
Yeah. And
into full
that led into a conversation of how, well, because I naturally compared it to Sprite, which it's clearly supposed to be taking aim at, and it's like, you ain't got it, guys. You just
not
don't.
even close.
Yeah. And okay, Skull, you're gonna have to rephrase that. Are you talking about those, like, pick your own drink out of, like, 100 selections machines? Because
Or are you talking about the soft drink gun that bartenders use?
Yeah, because I'm going to read this out to you real quick, Skull, and see if this makes sense. What really is strange is those fountains with one nozzle and it tastes like shit.
That sounds like AI generated. Skull, are you now AI?
You know what? I think we figured it out. Skull's been AI this whole time. Okay, so you're talking about like the choose your own soda thing.
Yeah, Coke calls it freestyle machines.
Yeah.
Which,
I don't know.
granted,
They have. I don't know. They have Barks Vanilla Root Beer. That shit's pretty tasty.
Yeah,
man,
that shit's pretty good.
have you had the Barks cream soda with the peach flavoring added? Oh, that shit
No, I
is
haven't done that.
good. Or the raspberry flavoring for Coke.
Barg's Peaches and Cream.
Yeah. It's a peach cream soda, and it's.
I just don't
delicious.
get the variety that you get where I'm at.
Yeah, like the last time I was at Firehouse, because they have a Coke freestyle machine there, like one of the flavor add-ins for the Sprite was blueberry pomegranate, but they were out of the flavor, so I couldn't try it. I was very sad.
Skull, check that sentence again. We gotta at least get you to start using the right theirs.
Yeah, somebody send me an image of that coffee mug.
Also, correct punctuation.
Let's just. Nope.
Yeah, like
Still the wrong one, Skull.
I'm less concerned about the punctuation.
It's the internet typing fast. I'm okay. Let's focus on using the right words first. We'll do punctuation later. That's step 2.
Because like even to this day, like I still don't know the difference, like when writing a sentence, of like when I should use like a comma or a semicolon most of the time, and I don't really give a fuck. I was never good at
Fuck you, Y2K.
Thanks, Y2K. You're a sweetheart.
I like how Skull's like, oh, only did that to mess with you, and then has to correct himself by adding the I. And it's like, you're not helping your case, Skull.
Skull, I want you to download Mavis Beacon Teaches Typing.
You know what? How about this? Get Grammarly.
Yeah.
Ah, man, do you think that there's like new versions of like Typing of the Dead? That's one way to learn typing.
Wait, what?
He
Typing
wants
is
to
the dead.
fuck us assholes.
What's that?
It's like House of the Dead, except in order to shoot the zombies, you have to type words correctly.
Oh. That sounds like fun.
Yeah. There were a couple of them, I think.
Yeah. I just remember playing a game as a kid called what was it called? I re-downloaded it. Oh yeah, it's called Jumpstart Typing.
I remember Jumpstart Typing.
Yeah. Yeah, I played it as a kid all the time. I downloaded it again to see if it holds up. Still holds up.
Yeah,
Ooh,
like
glitchy.
fucking Jumpstart Typing, Math Blasters.
Yeah, I had to get a version of QuickTime from like 2007 to get the game to run, but you know.
Oh yeah, Skull posting that news suggestion. Yeah, I have seen that, and god damn it, man.
What's going on?
Oh, fucking Dwayne Johnson is facing a $3 billion lawsuit.
Kidnapping lawsuit. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Rimshee,
Charlie
hold up.
covered it recently.
Working on it.
Anyways, yeah, cool. Dwayne Johnson named in $3 billion kidnapping lawsuit facing charges. Actor Dwayne Johnson is being sued in a massive $3 billion lawsuit, and the case just made progress in the courts. Thank you for reiterating the thing that you just said.
Yep.
Dwayne Johnson, one of the most popular names in Hollywood, recently announced his return to the Walt Disney Company with the new live-action remake Moana.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Already a live-action remake of Moana.
Yeah, like, that... Fuck the Disney Corporation, man. Just fuck Disney. I am so tired of this shit.
You know
that
what?
movie's not even that fucking old!
This is a good segue into what we were gonna talk about earlier.
Yes, thank you very much, Skull. You've actually helped progress the show. We were going to do this, and this is the perfect way to jump off into it.
All right.
But first, we need to get the full details here, because seriously...
let's finish this article, and then we'll bitch about Disney. Based on the animated classic of the same name, Johnson is set to return as demigod Maui in this next chapter for Disney's live-action adaptation efforts. The announcement came earlier this year and was instantly met with a mixed response. While some applauded Disney for returning to the ocean and bringing back the popular Johnson, others blasted the choice to remake a Disney movie not even a decade old and questioned whether this was a selfish move by Johnson in the wake of Warner Bros. And Black Adam 2022 contention. Yeah, apparently, The Rock was like strong-arming the studios to make Black Adam more important.
Yeah. And like, a movie that's not even going to matter because it's all being fucking reset with James Gunn.
Yeah.
But yeah,
James Gunn does a good job.
I also like that they in this 2 paragraphs they call Moana an animated classic, and then mention that it's not even 10 years old. It's not a fucking classic. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's kind of an instant classic sort of situation.
It was okay.
I can see the argument, but I don't agree with it.
I think kids' movies become classics faster. Just because you see them when you're 5 and then now you're 15. And so you're like, oh, this one's classic.
10 years feels a lot longer. I could see that.
Yeah.
Even still, though, like I wouldn't even go so far as to call Frozen an animated classic. And that movie was huge.
My niece would beg to differ.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what the argument for it is. I'm not saying I agree or disagree.
Yeah, we're just making the point that because time passes a little slower, you could say, for kids, what happened when they were 6 is a classic when they're 16.
Yeah, it's an eternity ago.
Yeah, but like when I think animated classic, like things that jump to my mind immediately were like things like Lion King or like Snow White or Peter Pan, which got fucking butchered recently. But
would you consider Monsters Inc. a classic? That's like 20 years. I think that's like 20 years old.
I mean, it's a really good movie, but I don't know if I would put it in the same class. But then again, I kind of view Pixar movies a bit differently from like classic Disney.
Is Toy Story a classic?
That one I'm hard pressed to say isn't.
Okay.
I am very hard pressed to say that one's not.
Oh, jeez.
To clarify, do you mean that you would say it is? You'd have a hard time saying it isn't, or that it's not, but...
I'd have a hard time saying that Toy Story is not a classic at this point.
Okay.
Very hard time.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. I had to ask.
No, and that's fine. I'm happy to clarify. But yeah, Toy Story, that was a huge deal when it first came out back in '96.
Oh yeah.
Because there had never been a children's movie that looked anything like that before.
Yeah, I remembered it looking great. It was like going back to PS1 games, though, when I rewatched it. I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah,
what, Pixar?
They've come a long way with animation.
Toy Story?
Yeah, Toy Story.
Well, look at the
Is that-
Incredibles versus the Incredibles 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at the time, it was like, holy shit, this looks so realistic. Now you go back and watch it, and it's like, this looks good, but you can tell they're on rails.
Yeah. I think like one of the first major ones, like major Disney, like Pixar endeavors that I saw that like made me actually sit back and think, God damn, was probably Brave, actually.
I haven't seen Brave.
I like
I
Brave.
remember seeing like just like the effects of like the main character's hair, like seeing all the individual strands, and I'm like, God damn.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
funny.
That's impressive.
Funny thing that you can thank those you can thank Monsters Inc. for that hair animation technique.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that happened because they did that with Sully.
Yeah, it looked
had
good in Monsters Inc., but like then I saw it in Brave, and it's like, damn.
Oh,
Well, that's
Y2K,
technology.
I'm not-
technology advances.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm not judging it. It was just an observation that I remembered it looking better.
Yeah,
Much
Yeah,
like how
it's
I
what
remember
you see
PS1
at the
games
time
looking
versus
better.
what you see now.
Yeah.
Like if
I
you
remember
watch like Toy Story and Toy Story 2 back to back, it's just like, okay, there's definitely some, and then like if you, especially if you follow up with Toy Story 3, and it's like, fuck, we really have come a long way, haven't we?
Yeah, but
like,
those
I
are even
remember-
within the same within a relatively close time frame. Like I said, Incredibles versus Incredibles 2, you watch those back to back. Incredibles, you can tell they're on rails. The animation is a lot more stiff, whereas Incredibles 2, it's a lot more fluid. And there's what? Over a decade between the two?
Yeah, like I
Incredibles holds
like,
up
I
better as a
played-
movie, though.
Oh no, as a movie,
I
but
played
we're
the
talking
remastered-
specifically animation.
Yeah, I played the remastered versions of the Crash Bandicoot and Spyro games. And when I first plugged in Spyro, I was like, yeah, this is exactly how I remember it. And then I went and looked at some gameplay from the original Spyro, and I was like, oh, my brain filled in a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did that with
like-
Diablo 2 as well.
Yeah. Same thing with Command and Conquer. I played the remastered version, and they have a toggle switch for like original graphics and the remastered one.
That's how I found out about how crazy insane Diablo 2 was. There's a toggle switch you can hit, and it was like, all right, Diablo 2, this is exactly what I remember. I'm gonna hit this and see what the fuck the difference is. Holy shit, that is pixelated as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I think one of the
I
first
think-
major games to do that, where you could just like switch back and forth whenever you wanted, was like a Halo Anniversary.
Yeah,
It's
I
just like,
think
Oof, that's
I think every remaster
that's
should have
different.
that toggle switch. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool, I should say.
Although I will
Also, I
not
say-
did
good or
look.
bad.
I
Yeah, I just
looked
think
it
it's
up. I looked it up. The difference between the release of Incredibles and the release of Incredibles 2 is 14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, was it really that long?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm too young to feel old, man.
Incredibles 2 came out in 2018. Incredibles 1 came out in 2004.
Yeah, the only old movie that I judge by like the effects of today, by the effect standards of today, is Jurassic Park. But
Yeah.
that's because I'm shitting on every other movie of the current day and raising Jurassic Park to a very high standard. Like Jurassic Park using
Well-
CGI to complement practical. That's what's supposed to
Yeah.
be done. That's what you should do.
Yeah, they were blending the two. Like, the CGI was there primarily like to help like further the illusion.
Yeah.
Hide
And also-
the mechanics, hide the strings, hide the legs of the actors.
Maybe make
Animate
things look
the
a little
eyes.
bit more fluid and flowy and stuff, and like it's breathing.
And also the fact that like that they did things like they played a lot with lighting and like particles. You know, like in probably the biggest scene of the movie, the T-Rex breakout. You know, it's raining and it's dark.
Yeah. Yeah, by using the lower lighting, you don't get those bright spots that old CGI had. Right.
Yeah, and that's, you know, also, you know, the effect of the water coming down, which is, you know, actual water because they were on a soundstage.
Yeah, they're just...
Yeah.
Practical hit a wall that it just couldn't get past until CGI came about, and then they started substituting practical with CGI, and it became the same issue.
Yeah. To be fair, CGI is getting better, but a lot of people are moving back to more practical stuff, which is
it may
you
be
need
a
to
little
use
more
all
costly,
of the tools
but it
available
makes
to you.
Yeah,
Don't just
it's one of those things where practical
rely on
is it used to be that practical was the cheaper variant, the cheaper method, and you'd throw in CGI to make it better. Well, you can kind of do the same thing these days in reverse, where you're using the practical to help make the CGI better. But the reality is that if you're not using both, you're kind of fucking up your movie because your actors are reacting to a tennis ball on a stick, or they're sitting in an entire green room where they're supposed to be Gandalf the Grey amongst all these hobbits, and they're literally having conversations with no one.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Now, to be fair, that the Gandalf example is not necessarily a good one, because I'm not sure how they could have done that with practical. But it is an example.
Well, I don't know. How did they do the Fellowship of the Ring mostly practical?
He didn't generally sit at a table full of hobbits.
Yeah, but he sat across the table from Frodo.
Trying to remember that scene.
Or maybe it was Bilbo.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's early in the movie, but they had tables. They had two separate tables. that were set
but
up
a lot of
very
that
clever.
was, a lot of that though was like, you know, editing and, you know, like, you know, specific ways.
It's a lot of forced perspective and some editing. And
Yeah, look at Big Fish. That's an example of using practical with CGI. A lot of the stuff with the giant was practical, that they used a lot of forced perspective and that sort of stuff. But they also used CGI to augment it.
yeah. Hey, yeah, if you want to hear more complaints about that, just look up Sir Ian McKellen's. He went on a little bit of a rant about it.
Well, yeah, because, you know, the Hobbit movies were fucking soulless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm a trained actor. You're not letting me do my craft by putting me in a green room.
You know, it's like all of the orcs. All of the orcs in those movies are CGI. Every single fucking one of them.
In the Hobbit movies, to be clear.
Yeah. And it's terrible.
Yeah, and even
That's
like
the least of those films' problems, but
yeah, even the Lord of the Rings trilogy, yeah, they use CGI for the big sweeping armies and stuff.
Well, yeah, because there's no other
The
way
Oliphants,
to do that.
stuff like that.
Yeah, there aren't even that many people that live in New Zealand to even do that in the first place.
It's
Flying
like,
all those people out would be ridiculous.
well, yeah, you know, like the Battle of the Pelennor Fields. It's like there's over like 100,000 orcs on the fields. It's just like you can't get that many extras. It's just not feasible.
And you have to CGI a cave troll. I get it.
Hey, man, the fucking Balrog still holds up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
absolutely.
But that's the other thing. It's like choosing what you CGI is also important. The Balrog still holds up because that's like a demon type being.
It doesn't have to look human. Doesn't
Yeah.
have to be look of this world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be otherworldly.
That's another thing. Is like you were talking about like movies that still kind of hold up despite the fact that they're so old now. I would argue compared to like later movies that depicted tornadoes, the effects in Twister still look pretty good.
Yeah. Except for that cat.
You know, it's been too long since I've seen that.
I think the tornadoes in Twister definitely look better than something like Into the Storm, which was terrible.
Or oh, what was that one when New York froze over?
Oh, fucking Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah. Those tornadoes look like shit.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like I'm very concerned about like the sequel that's been threatened now that's in production. It's like, oh yeah, Helen Hunt's gonna be in the sequel, Twisters, and I'm just like, fucking kill me.
Yeah.
It's just like Bill Paxton's dead. He's been dead for years. Why?
Let his bones rest.
It's not gonna be the same, man. Like, what's the storyline gonna be? Like, is it gonna be like a rehash of the original movie? It's like, oh yeah, Bill was like killed by a tornado, and now like his daughter is obsessed with chasing tornadoes because of it. It's like, don't fucking do that, please. Just please.
You know that's exactly what it's going to be.
Oh God, I don't want it.
Here's a twist that, no pun intended, but here's a twist that they can do with it. Bill Paxton's character died in a tornado. His daughter is going out to kill the tornado that killed him. Make it a comedy.
Yeah, it's like they're checking like the damage paths and like looking for like a specific like swirl pattern in the grass. It's like, that's it. That's the one.
Just
He was
tracking
here.
it like a hunter. It touched down here. I can feel it.
Oh shit! It's back building. It's back building. We got
Yeah,
a jumper.
There's your sequel.
She tracks the tornado down in a bar, and the fight is on.
It starts throwing fucking.
No, she damages the tornado so much it becomes a little dust devil, and they duke it out in the bar.
Yeah, like that's the finale of the movie.
Yeah. You know what? I think we made the best movie. There we go.
Hey, we just have to pitch it to the asylum. They'd fucking make it, man.
Or to Trauma.
Yeah, trauma's not so much of a thing anymore, unfortunately.
They're still doing a lot of stuff. It's just like it doesn't get wide releases.
Yeah.
They just made a movie called Shakespeare's Shitstorm. I hear it's pretty good.
Yeah, like the asylum, man. They'll fucking mock-you-mint anything. Mockbuster, that's the term I was looking.
Yeah. All right, guys, get on it.
But okay, so about Dwayne Johnson, I guess we need to get to why he's being
We're
sued.
still talking about his movie career in this article. We're not even into anything yet. Last year, Johnson claimed his Black Adam movie was going to save struggling DC Extended Universe. In fact, it seemingly did the latter. Black Adam brought in a quiet $393 million at the global box office. Not long after, it was confirmed that James Gunn and Peter Safran, under the leadership of Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav, would reinvent the troubled superhero franchise as the DC Universe, or the DCU. Quick question. We don't have to go long on this. Do you think James Gunn is smart enough to do a series like the animated universe?
I mean, I would hope so. Like he's proven, at least with the first two Guardians films, that like he's not afraid to like get into the more like ridiculous or like comic-y aspects of stuff.
I don't feel like that's DC though. I
No,
feel
DC
like
needs to be
DC
grittier.
does need to be more serious.
Well, yeah,
the
it
issue
does,
is it
but-
has been without any levity.
That's the thing. Is that
So
you
it
gave over
definitely
to
needs
a
more
fucking-
comedy.
You gave it over to a hack like Zack Snyder, who made it way too fucking dark. To the point where like even like the saturation of the fucking films is like toned down to the point it's like everything just looks fucking washed out.
Okay, that's just wanted a quick comment on that.
I think he
Later.
would be better than Snyder at the very least.
Later,
I
I mean,
just
he
hope
did
he
that one
doesn't
about-
take.
He did
I
that
just hope
one
he doesn't take the
Suicide
humor
Squad.
too far.
It's
like
fine
the
to have
Suicide
humor in the
Squad.
DC. Like Flash is funny.
Yeah.
Constantine's funny.
Like I said, you know, like the Suicide Squad, like he did that movie for them, and it wasn't a good movie necessarily, but it was better than the original Suicide Squad.
Mhm.
At least you had characters that you actually kind of cared about, like the
My-
shark guy.
All right, I'll put it this way: my hopes aren't up, but I'm interested.
Yeah, I mean, there's really.
I'm
not
willing
much
to
else
give
you can
give it
do.
a try. I think
Yeah.
is the best way to put it.
Yeah, that's all we can ask of anybody, really.
Because they really did just write themselves into a place that's like where they had no choice but to restart.
Yeah.
Because it was just fucked. There was no salvaging it.
The one thing I will say is I'm disappointed that they're getting rid of Henry Cavill.
Yeah, so that's the one like major loss, but
Yeah, I've heard some recent rumors about that. Maybe not. I don't know. It's just. Yeah, there's some rumors that Henry Cavill might be involved still. But
Larry!
huh?
Larry!
Oh, hey, Larry. Larry, subscribe tier 1. Subscribed for 43 months. Currently on a 43-month streak.
God damn.
Not much. We're just going through. Apparently, The Rock is going through some kidnapping charges or something.
Yeah, let's
now
get to
that he's
that
talking about
actual
his
shit.
movies. So, all right, I'm gonna get back into it. Later, claims were made about Black Adam's financial performance, with Johnson reportedly leaking documents that contained information about Black Adam's supposed profit for DC Studios.
I don't care about
Information
any
was
of this
widely
shit.
Contested. The actor,
Yeah.
as popular as he is, has faced backlash over his apparent selfishness and brand-building behavior when it comes to his projects.
Okay, so the actual story starts about halfway through this article.
Okay. Wow, they even go back to like WWF. Jeez.
Okay, so
They,
I'm
they
gonna pick-
must have had a word count requirement.
Yeah,
Do you
pick
mind
up where it actually starts.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna pick it up. Now that popularity may be questioned, as the actor has been named in a huge $3 billion lawsuit, Trinesha Biggers, also known as Raka Khan, is a former
Be very
TNA.
careful with that name. Holy crap.
Yeah, also known as Raka Khan, is a former TNA and WWE star that is seeking $3 billion in a lawsuit that names multiple wrestlers, including The Rock, sports stars, businesses, and even the FBI. Her complaint, most of which is made up of those being sued, alleges that those named worked together in a conspiracy to kidnap her and her children. Some other names in the lawsuit are the state of Texas, the El Paso Child Protective Services, the Las Cruces, New Mexico Police Department, the NYPD, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, New York ACS, Omega Sci-Fi Fraternity Incorporated, Shirley Police Department, Sigma Phi Epsilon, Suffolk County, New York, Bank of America, Home Depot, and even the FBI.
Wait. Is she naming Home Depot because that's where they got like the ropes and chains or whatever?
I don't know. What the fuck?
Yeah, Larry's got it right. So who you want to sue?
I'm surprised I'm not on this list. Fuck.
So,
Oh, and Larry, back to your previous comment about Chris Benoit. We don't mention Chris Benoit anymore.
Balls.
Sorry. The WWE and WWF refuse to acknowledge Chris Benoit anymore.
yeah, they like did that whole tribute episode to him, and then it came out what he actually did, and it's just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
While the $3 billion lawsuit involving Dwayne Johnson sat stale for months, court records show that Biggers paid the court fees in full, allowing the case to move forward. At the time of publication, none of the defendants listed in the complaint have been served. Trinesha Biggers is currently on the El Paso Police Department's wanted list, and back in 2019 was placed on El Paso's most wanted fugitive list for child custody charges.
Jesus Christ.
So,
Crazy lady went crazy.
yeah, she's just a crazy bitch.
Yeah, too many concussions. It's another Chris Benoit.
And apparently she wasn't doing right paying her dues in like whatever child custody case that she lost, and now she's trying to sue everybody.
They kidnapped my kid. That's why I'm not paying. This was a kidnapping.
It's like Home Depot?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even gonna remember who she is, but I am gonna remember this story.
Oh yeah. This is wild.
That time Dwayne Johnson got sued by the crazy lady who thought he was part of a conspiracy to kidnap her and her kids.
Yeah, like a fraternity as well.
Yeah, a fraternity.
Bank
Not
of
a
America.
fraternity chapter, a fraternity as a whole. All of Sigma Phi Epsilon.
Oh, don't forget Omega Sci-Fi.
Yeah. That's it, like, and suing like several counties and several police departments.
The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
It's like,
I'm surprised
What?
she didn't include Michael Jackson in that list. Or Jeffrey Epstein.
yeah, that's
Why isn't Vince McMahon in this list?
I know, right? Nah. Okay, like even if you're a crazy bitch, just know, Larry. Mark Calloway's a good fucking. He's a really good dude.
Yeah, I only hear good things about him.
He was basically the dad of the WWE locker room.
Exact opposite of his persona.
Alright. So, want to talk about Disney?
Like you say, at least her lawyer stopped her from naming Bugs Bunny and Grimace. Yeah, she had everybody else in there pretty much.
Skull, we don't know about that. Nobody's been served.
It says, while the $3 billion lawsuit involving Dwayne Johnson sat stale for months, court records show that lady, I'm not even going to try and say that with enunciation.
With your dyslexia, be very careful.
Yeah.
She paid the court fees.
Miss Biggers. Because that's her last name. Miss Biggers.
But she paid the court fees in full, allowing the case to move forward. At the time of publication, none of the defendants listed in the complaint have been served. Meaning, the only thing moving forward on it is that she's finally paid the court fees.
Yeah. Which to me just speaks to, she is actually that insane that she is dumping her own money into court fees to try and push this lawsuit.
Yeah, we're all forgetting about the biggest part. She's on El Paso's most wanted fugitive list.
Yeah. For child custody charges.
Oh! About the author.
It's just great.
But, real quick, minor diversion. This is about the author section. When he's not thinking about the Magic Kingdom, Thomas is usually reading a book, becoming desperately obsessed with fictional characters, or baking something delicious. His favorite is chocolate cake, to bake and to eat.
Okay, so let's talk about the Magic Kingdom. This is probably the guy that has watched every single 1,000 hours of Marvel content.
Oh, God.
Disney needs to fucking stop.
Shut up, Jables. Consume product.
I can't. It's too late. It is way too much for me to catch up on.
It got brought up in this. It's just the fact that they're taking a movie that they made not even 10 years ago, and it's getting a live action remake. And it's are you fucking with me?
Yeah,
seriously.
Now they're combining Star Wars and The Simpsons.
I mean, when Family Guy did their Simpsons special, it was all right. Robot Chickens was a lot better, but.
Yeah, they joke about that in that whole thing.
Also, The Simpsons is another thing that needs to die.
I'm okay with The Simpsons exist. I don't like Disney owning everything.
I don't like The Simpsons existing as just a husk of what it was.
Yeah,
because The Simpsons used to be great.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell how good of an episode it's gonna be based on how bad the animation is.
Yeah.
Go back and if you ever get the chance, it's go back and watch the early seasons of The Simpsons, and just the joke writing and comedic timing in those episodes is superb.
Yeah, I think the rule is seasons 1 through 7.
I'd say 7 is pushing it a little, but yeah, in general, after season 7 is when it starts to go downhill.
Basically, the better the animation gets, the more likely you are to have a worse episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, there's a reason why Matt Groening put most of his work into Futurama after a while.
Yeah. And Futurama has died a couple of times, but it's usually died pretty well. I don't know what the most recent season was like, because I haven't watched it. Or has that even come out? They were going to revive it or something.
Futurama. I thought it was done.
I thought it was too, and then I heard that they were reviving it, and then I haven't heard anything since.
I know that they're reviving King of the Hill.
which I think is a mistake. But
Maybe. I don't know. It's still gonna be Mike Judge. So.
I mean, yeah, but it's like, I think we're kind of past the age of relevance for a show like King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think King of the
really
Hill
depends.
could be
I'll give it a
adapted
shot.
to modern day. I don't know if it could be done well with modern day writers.
Unless they're like doing a thing where like they're taking like that 90s show approach to it.
It looks like they are. They're aging up everybody.
That could work a bit differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, originally they intended to have everyone age in that show, but I guess the network wouldn't let them, so Bobby ended up staying the same age. I forget what his best friend's name is, but he aged.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you have like, yeah, it's okay. So Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic. Disney also owns Fox.
Yeah. Which means that they own both the Alien and Predator franchises.
How much does Disney need to own before they're considered a monopoly?
Officially, I think you could make the claim now.
Yeah.
But you know how it goes. You grease some palms, you get what you want.
Like Disney, I'm pretty
and
sure
I
they
think
also
that's the
own
extent of
fucking
how far I want to
ESPN.
go on that subject.
But there's
they also own ESPN, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, the other, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit to like the Marvel universe and the Star Wars universes. There's too much shit. Like,
well,
I can't catch up with Marvel anymore because there's 7 different shows I have to watch. Not to mention the 23 movies that they've put out since I stopped watching it.
yeah, like the problem with like Disney right now is that like they've gone like they put all their chips into the fucking streaming thing, and it's just not working. It's not working for them. Like they thought they were going to challenge Netflix, and they're failing.
Yeah.
You know, like Disney Plus has just become a fucking money pit for them at this point.
Yeah, they're not even. There's a lot of shows that they aren't even bringing back, like Fillmore.
Yeah, good luck.
I'm pretty sure what happened with Disney is they were doing pretty well, so, well, let's buy these other IPs, because we can do really good with them. And at the time they bought Star Wars, a lot of people were like, there's no way they could do any worse with it than Lucas did with the prequel trilogy. And then we saw what they did with it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's part of the reason why you see just so much like Star Wars content is because they still haven't made back what they spent on it.
I hear the Mandalorian's still pretty good.
I don't know. I'll have to look at it.
It's not. Especially season 3, where the Mandalorian becomes a side character in his own fucking plot.
Oh, okay. That's fun. But really, bring back Fillmore. Disney, come on. Such a good show.
Yeah.
They made a crime drama for kids. It was awesome.
It's kind of interesting how a lot of Disney properties, for example, the Marvel Universe, it was a lot better before they got involved with it. Or before they owned it.
Well, no, even after they owned it, just doing like 1 or 2 movies
for a little bit, but that was stuff that was already in the pipeline.
Yeah. And then they just started. They're just making too much stuff.
Also, like, the fact that you have certain, cancerous individuals is like the heads of certain studios.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to watch WandaVision or Loki. I don't want to watch those shows. I don't care about them. Everything I've heard, everything I've heard about them doesn't interest me at all. But if I watch the next Marvel movie, will I've had to see those shows in order to understand them?
Probably.
And that's the thing, like, they claim like, oh, you don't.
Resoundingly, yes.
Yeah, like they've made claims. It's like, oh, you don't have to see any of that stuff. You do actually. You are going to be completely fucking lost if you have to.
You don't have to see it. You just have to intuitively understand what happened in it.
Yeah, like for example, Multiverse of Madness. Wanda's character arc makes no, like, not that she really has a character arc in that movie, but how she got there makes no fucking sense if you have not previously watched WandaVision.
Yeah, I watched Multiverse of Madness. I thought it was, it was fun.
Yeah, but you've never seen WandaVision. Could you tell why she was even there?
No.
It's like, why is she here? Why is she a psycho now?
I honestly had a little bit of a hard time, like, getting into what was going on, but I like multiverse stuff, so I was like, that's pretty cool. Like, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, because, like, by the end of WandaVision, like, if you had forced yourself to sit through all of it, by the end of WandaVision, it's pretty clear. It's like, oh yeah, she's fucking evil now. She's a villain.
Yeah, I saw some...
The show doesn't recognize that she's a villain, but she is.
Yeah, I saw some, like, I saw some trailers for it and stuff. It looked like a really long bottle episode for a sitcom.
Yeah. I find it interesting that Burb basically claimed that was the majority of the Next Generation, but...
What, a bottle episode?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I tried to ask, but I didn't really get an answer.
Sorry, it takes a long time to get from planet to planet. Gee, like...
Well, like she levied that at both, like, TNG
You're only
and
exploring
Deep
the
Space Nine.
universe. How is it? Yeah, there's some bottle episodes, like the episodes when they get stuck in the holodeck. Sure.
Yeah.
But there's stuff going on throughout. Like...
Then again, Burb also defends Discovery, so...
Well, Burb does love STDs.
This is like, at least they're doing, like... I hate the argument of at least they're doing something new, and it's like, okay, but is it any good? No? Why should I care?
Yeah. They did something new with the Ghostbusters reboot.
A movie so bad that it killed its own franchise prospects. Afterlife was okay, though. It was probably a little too safe, but...
It doesn't matter if you're doing something new if it's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like,
if you're doing the exact same thing over and over, that's not good. If you're doing something new, but it's not... It either disrespects, ignores, or straight up sucks at being related to what it was, that's also not good.
Yeah. The new Evil Dead movies. Something new compared to the originals. Pretty decent.
Yeah. I haven't heard much about that newest one. I don't know if it's come out just yet.
Yeah, it's in theaters right now.
Some people are complaining that it doesn't have any of, like, the levity that the original movies had, but
these ones aren't supposed to have levity, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, those things, like, I would argue, it's like, these are clearly, like, different than what preceded them.
Yeah, that's one thing. Using a pre-existing IP to get an audience.
Well,
It's annoying.
Sam Raimi originally did kind of like the levity stuff because he wasn't able to like make the true horror movie that he wanted. Plus, he's just kind of that sort of guy. Skull, there's original work out there. You just gotta look for it. There's just so much shit out there. That's all.
Even with sequels, you can have original work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've gone to this a lot, I know, but Maverick, Top Gun Maverick, it's got original work in it.
Yeah. You know, like, now granted, you know, like, having watched it, like, watched over it again, you know, like, having more time to think about it. Yeah, like, the plot in the movie doesn't necessarily work, but
whatever.
Once you look in Maverick, yeah, when you actually try and sort out the timeline of how everything's happening, it doesn't make any sense. But I can completely ignore it because it's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, so like I can turn my brain off a bit, but you know, like if I had to go down to brass tacks, it's like, does it make sense? No, not really. Like,
no, there are certain things that don't make sense.
There's absolutely no reason why they would have to use Super Hornets for this. There's absolutely no reason why they wouldn't have F-35s covering their back.
Yeah. Well, you could,
or they'd send in F-22 Raptors, or...
Well, in the case of Raptors, you would have to have them at a nearby ground airbase, because they're not carrier capable.
Yeah,
fair enough.
What do you mean by, like, original work, though? I think that's a more important thing, because, like, I know Real Steel, that Rock'em Sock'em Robots movie.
Which I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel to. I honestly wouldn't.
Well, Real Steel was essentially just over the top.
Yeah, it's kind of over the top.
I showed my wife
bits of Rocky.
Yeah.
I showed my wife Over the Top, and her biggest complaint was the kid was a bad actor.
Yeah, Over the Top is a great movie.
We had such a hard time with it because the kid sucked.
I unironically love it.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a remake of Over the Top.
You did. It was called Real Steel.
You said the exact same thing my wife said about a beat after her. I was about to say an actual remake of Over the Top.
Yeah, me and Jables did a fucking double feature of it one day.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. The only the main story beat difference between Real Steel, the two main story beat differences between Real Steel and Over the Top is the main character in Stallone is trying to earn his son's trust back, whereas Gerald Butler is not.
You mean Hugh Jackman?
Not Gerald Butler.
Yeah,
Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman. I'm having a moment. Shut up. No, I refuse.
I don't think you can blame dyslexia for that one.
Yeah.
I'm not good with actors, is what that boils down to.
That's fine.
Names.
They play very similar roles in a lot of movies.
Yeah, I had that moment where I'm like, this isn't right. And then my wife decided to jump down my throat.
If you ever have to differentiate the two, just, one is Wolverine and the other one is best known for screaming, "This is Sparta!"
Well, the other one is best... The other one...
he's better known for Law-Abiding Citizen now. No, 300 was a bigger movie. Never mind. Law-Abiding Citizen was great.
But yeah,
I showed that to,
so the two main differences is the father is trying to regain the son's trust in one, and is just trying to get by in the other. Meanwhile, and then the wife, the mother of the kid, dies at the start of one and partway through the other.
Yeah.
Those are the main story beats. Everything else is roughly interchangeable.
Yep.
Well, like subtle like character differences. Like it's clear and over the top that Stallone's character is like a very hardworking guy who's really just trying to do the best that he can.
Yeah, he's just arm wrestling for a little extra cash here and there.
It's like it's clear like he didn't have like the best upbringing, didn't have a lot of opportunities in life. Like he doesn't drive a truck so much because he wants to, it's because it's what he knows, it's what he can do.
Yeah.
He didn't get the education really to do anything else.
And as a result, his father-in-law hates him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, because his father-in-law is a rich
good, honest
prick.
living, but his rich fuck of a father-in-law is a dick.
Whereas in the case of Hugh Jackman, it's just like, dude, you gotta quit fucking up, man. You just keep fucking up. Stop it. Stop gambling. It's bad for you.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Remake of Real Steel, but fit the beats of Over the Top more. There we go.
I say, like, I don't even think you need to remake it. Like, you could do a sequel.
Yeah, I could see a
to
sequel.
Get somebody to write it.
Oh, sequel. Hugh Jackman's kid is now grown up. Does robot fighting on the side. Has his own little robot while he transports other robots.
I don't know. You know what? I don't know how you could do Real Steel, a sequel. I don't know how well you could do that. That would take some pretty damn good writing because.
Yeah, that's my
only.
only.
All the writers
only
are on
reason.
strike right now. So. Hey, speaking of writers being on strike, is everybody ready for a new set of reality shows to come out?
Yeah, it's like
I want to see. I want to see more stuff like Doctor Horrible's sing-along blog. That was good.
That came out.
Yeah.
Well, that
what?
But I think that one's locked in like right time, right.
I'm not talking about that movie specifically. I'm talking about stuff like that to come out of this most recent writer's strike.
You know, one of the funniest things I've seen that's come out of this, though, is like an announcement that filming of the second season of Rings of Power will continue on regardless of the strike. And like people ask, it's like
really go to shit.
Yes, well, like people questioning, it's like, wait, there were writers on this show?
Oh wait,
you know what? Here's my favorite part.
Hold
Here's
on.
the real question: will the show get better or worse?
It might actually get better because they might get a bunch of people that wanted to be writers on it that aren't a part of the WGA.
It's not just the not even the showrunners are involved with it right now.
Yeah.
It could actually get better.
Though. They don't have the rights.
Yeah.
You know, here's a good question. Here's a good question. When aren't the writers on strike lately?
I mean, I don't know.
To be fair, a lot of them are just kind of have been laying low for the last few years. You know what? I think this strike is a good thing. They can just sit at home, come up with some ideas, and then when the strike is over, have some good pitches.
Or, just like use it as an opportunity to get rid of all of these worthless fucks that can't write, that think they can, and actually find actual talented writers.
Well, that was part of the problem is that during the pandemic, they were hiring a bunch of writers as like gig workers. It's like, okay, you're gonna work on this one episode. Like, that's kind of what part of the strike's about.
But yeah, it's like, still, like, we have to stop giving properties over to people that either don't care about it or have no understanding of it.
Yeah, you need at
it's
least a
mostly
few-
the lack of care. You can do a good job with a lack of understanding as long as you get the right crew with you that does understand it.
Yeah, you
or
need
you
at
actually
least a
take the time to
couple-
try and understand it. If you don't care, that's irreparable.
Yeah.
You need.
If
you
you're
need a
just there, it's like,
couple-
this is just a paycheck to me. It's just like, why are you here?
Yeah, you need at least a couple of people that like know the material, and then the other writers can just be really good writers and sort of punch it up or create like excellent storylines or build off existing storylines that are being adapted.
But then, of course,
Um,
like you do have cases as well where like the people who are writing it have active contempt for what they're writing.
Yeah, we need to avoid that.
Like that's what happened with the fucking Witcher.
Yep.
The
That's why it
entire
kinda left.
the entire creative staff despised the source material, didn't want to fucking work with it.
And Cavill's just there like, I read the books, I've played all the video games, I know how to do this character, that's why I'm good at it. Well, we don't want to do that.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
fuck
like
you.
we want to make this about us. This is going to be our show.
It's kind of like Starship Troopers. Didn't want to read or pay attention to the books, wanted to satirize it in the movie. Now, don't get me wrong, the movie is good, it's just a different kind of good from the book.
Well, yeah, it's like it's like, Paul Verhoeven is just like, like, oh yeah, it's like, like I made like this film as like a commentary on fascism, accidentally makes a very un-fascist movie.
Yeah. There's a
It's
But
like, I
there's
don't
other
think you
examples, like-
understand what that word means, Paul.
John Dies at the End is my favorite book to movie adaptation.
Yeah,
There is a whole section of the book that is cut out in that movie. But they made it work still.
Oh yeah,
Like
just like
To be
with
fair,
Lord
you
of the
have to
Rings,
do
it's
that
like
with
not
book
having
to
Tom
movie.
Bombadil.
no, there's like a whole section of the book where they like go to Vegas and like zombies are popping up in this convention hall and shit. Gets real weird. But the way that they cut that out and they made the transition to the next point in the story was they did it really well. Yeah.
But my point is that when you go from a book to a movie, you absolutely have to cut stuff out. There's too much.
No, I totally
so-
understand. I'm just saying they did it right. That's all I'm getting at.
Yeah, oh no, my point is that you've got to do it right in order to make it a good movie from a book.
Yeah.
Like Sir was saying, cutting out Tom Bombadil from the Lord of the Rings movies. Don't get me wrong, Tom Bombadil is great in the books. I don't see how you could make it functional in a movie. He's not functional in a movie. He exists for a brief moment in the first movie and never reappears. That's what Tom Bombadil would do, because that's exactly what happens in the book. He's there for, 20 minutes in the book,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's gone.
Yeah. There
His-
are things
I-
you can cut out.
I think his most lasting addition to the story is that he saves them from orcs when they find their swords, and that's the extent of it.
No, he specifically he drives away the barrow wights,
That's right.
and that's how they get the barrow blades. Well, like they had gotten the blades themselves, but he let them keep them after he saved their asses again.
Larry, you would care about Tom Bombadil's wife, wouldn't you?
Hey, Goldberries. They give
Bastard.
a flattering description of her.
Leave Tom alone. And his wife.
Don't make his don't make
break
his
his heart.
wife question her vows.
No, it's like Tom Bombadil's like a fucking like nature spirit who's like implied to be as old as Middle Earth itself. Don't fuck with him. He'll fuck you.
Yeah. But basically, putting him in the movie would just be an overcomplicated way of, this is how they found their swords. And you can you can speed that up without actually losing anything vital to the story by just having them receive them at the Elven City.
Yeah, and Lothlorien.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't remember the name for a second. Especially since Sting was received by Bilbo Baggins back in The Hobbit.
Yeah, it was found as part of a troll horde.
Yep.
Yeah.
Along with 2 very important blades.
Yeah. I'm curious about the Harry Potter series that's going to come out.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of different things about it. A lot of back and forth.
I haven't heard anything because I just kind of don't.
Well,
The studio's saying they're going to try to stay as true to the books as possible. So, we'll see if that's true.
Yeah, like I've seen.
Those are either going to be long movies or they're going to be a lot of cuts.
Oh no, they're doing. It's gonna be like a episodic series.
Okay.
Yeah, they're doing 10 seasons.
Okay.
That's where I start to have concerns.
Why?
Because it's just like, it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna do 10 seasons, and it's just like, that's a long time. And you gotta have consistent writing throughout those 10 seasons.
Mm-hmm. Well, they said they're sticking as close to the source material as they can.
Yeah, and
they're still
the only
writing
thing they're
that.
gonna really mess with is pacing.
My whole thing is that, like, how many times have you been told that in the past? How many times it's like, oh yeah, we're definitely going to honor the source material, and then it comes out, it's just like, and then they bitch at you for complaining.
Yeah. Larry, there's no transphobia in the Harry Potter books. Just because the original author's a bit of a bitch doesn't mean shit.
Yeah. And then that's like another question. It's like, are certain groups going to try and pressure the writing team into including things that weren't in the books for, sake of such and such cause?
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll talk about this more next week. With that, we're going to dip out.
Yeah, it's been a show.
Yeah.
Later, everyone.
Have a good one. See you guys next week. Same time, same place. You know where we're at.
Virginia, Baltimore.
Yeah.